Invincible at the same level, Manic Killing, Sister Control, Fire Attribute, 300 years ago, spiritual energy was revived, world rules were overturned, demons were rampant, and ghosts were rampant. Only awakening the spiritual roots. Become a practitioner. Constantly getting stronger. Only then can we reach the summit. Wang Yan, a young man from China, found a strange killing system at the beginning. Upgrade the foundation to legendary level 12th level fire attribute. Obtain the divine level auxiliary combat skill, Burning Fury, Anger Burning Lv1. After use, the whole body burns with towering flames, increasing all attributes such as attack, defense, energy, speed, etc. by 100%, obtain divine level auxiliary combat skills in the God Killing Domain, God Slaying Domain Lv1. After use, an invisible domain is generated, causing mental interference to enemies in the domain and affecting their fighting spirit. The domain has a range of 50 meters. From then on, Wang Yan began to kill alone. Chapter 1. Killing System. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Recently, the extraordinary demon of the Deep.Sea demon tribe proposed to expand their territorial waters, and extraordinary practitioners from various human countries have gone to the Pacific border to participate in negotiations. Yesterday, a community in Jianghai City, Dongzhou, China was attacked by evil spirits, resulting in 8 deaths and more than 30 injuries. The extraordinary and powerful Yuan Tian gang strongly condemned the ghost world. The awakening of the 6th level civil engineering double spiritual roots by students from No. 1 Middle School and No. 1 High School in Jingyang City, Guizhou has been privately monitored by Guizhou Practitioners University. Pay attention, this man's name is Xiaoshui. Xiaowan, don't keep looking at these non-nutritious things. You can watch some cartoons. In the narrow kitchen, Wang Yan heard that the news broadcast being put in the living room was cut into short videos by his sister Wang Xiaowan, and loudly reminded him. Got it, brother. The soft and tender voice of Wang Xiaowan came from the living room. But the voice on TV still hasn't changed, this woman's name is Xiaomei. Wang Yan smiled and shook his head, continuing to chop the tomatoes on the chopping board. Wang Yan is a senior high school student from No. 2 Middle School in Lingzhou, Huaxia, and is dependent on his 4-year-old sister Wang Xiaowan. Hey, we need to buy salt again. Wang Yan flicked the salt bag with his hand and shook the remaining salt from the bag into the spatula. The revival of spiritual energy over 300 years ago not only rendered thermal weapons inexplicably ineffective, but also produced a large number of monsters and ghosts, constantly threatening human survival. The ocean is vast and boundless, with great demons rampant, and has become an absolute forbidden zone for humanity. The supply of salt cannot keep up, and some unscrupulous merchants are speculating on prices, making it increasingly unaffordable for ordinary people. Wang Yan's college tuition and Wang Xiaozhuan's kindergarten tuition for the next semester are also urgent. The heavy burden of life shamelessly weighed on the shoulders of this 18-year-old boy. Wang Yan began to lose some focus. If a practitioner in a week can win the top spot in the college entrance examination in Wangshan City and receive a reward of 100,000 yuan from the city, it can slightly ease their own and their sister's struggling life. Originally, Wang Yan only awakened the small transparency of the first-level fire attribute spiritual root. Spirit root, abbreviated as the foundation of spiritual cultivation, represents a person's foundation and talent in cultivation, and often determines a person's upper limit in cultivation. In the case of Wang Yan, not only does he want to win the top spot in the city by participating in the practitioner college entrance examination, but also whether he can successfully be admitted to the practitioner university. But an accident happened. Just last night, Wang Yan, who couldn't sleep, was worried about what kind of profession he should pursue to support himself and his sister if he failed, when suddenly a strange voice came to his mind. This voice told Wang Yan that it was originally a companion system of a mystical world traveler, but with the help of the system, the traveler expanded and shouted back and forth at the system, commanding and commanding. The arrogant appearance of having no system in his eyes drove the system away and wandered into this world to find Wang Yan. And this system gave Wang Yan a great gift for meeting. First, I raised Wang Yan's spiritual root to the 12th level. According to the information found by Wang Yan on the official website, the current talent detection limit of Huaxia Kingdom is level 9. The reason is that each level up from level 9 belongs to the legendary level, and it is impossible to detect it with the 300-year development time of spiritual energy in this world. But even though I should eventually be tested as a 9th level fire attribute spiritual root, such talents are rare in the world. Not to mention China, the genius who awakens the 9th level foundation in the entire world only appears in a few years. The system also offers 2 upgradable auxiliary combat skills, which can burn one's anger. Killing God Domain. Anger Burning Lv1. After casting it, the whole body burns with towering flames, increasing all attributes such as attack, defense, energy, and speed by 100%. God Slaying Domain Lv1. After casting, an invisible domain is generated, causing mental interference to enemies in the domain and affecting their fighting spirit. The domain has a range of 50 meters. In the end, Wang Yan was also given 100 killing points, which can be exchanged for rewards in the system mall or used to upgrade the 2 battle skills given. All of this gave Wang Yan the confidence to participate in the practitioner's college entrance examination. Wang Yan temporarily put away his lost thoughts, brought the dishes to the living room, and started eating with Wang Xiaowan. The living room barely fits a long sofa, a small table, and a 12-inch TV. What did you learn in kindergarten today? Wang Yan picked a large piece of tomato and scrambled eggs for Wang Xiaowan, the only meat dish of the day. Kill her, reward 10 killing points. Wang Yan suddenly heard the sound of the system in his mind. He was surprised and roused that there was something wrong with you. This is my sister. This is the eerie place where Wang Yan picked up this system. It seems that whenever he encounters a creature, the system will issue a reward for him to kill. This killing point can be exchanged for various treasures in the system mall, but Wang Yan is so big that Kun has never killed him. I learned a foreign language today. Wang Xiaowan proudly lifted her little head and said. Oh, what have you learned? Let me tell you to my brother. Wang Yan finally felt a little relieved. He saved money and sent Wang Xiaowan to bilingual kindergarten, finally allowing his sister to win at the starting line. Egg, Generous Crab, M3, Gang Yu. M3. Wang Xiaowan proudly showed Wang Yan the foreign language she learned in kindergarten today. After listening to the black line all over his head, Wang Yan immediately got up and went outside the door to call the kindergarten teacher. Hello, is Xiaozhuan's teacher. What foreign languages do you teach her in kindergarten? Don't teach bad children. You can say it's a foreign language, it's a very authentic American-speaking language. It's already a good price to attend a bilingual kindergarten. What kind of bike do you need? Besides, every time your tuition fee is paid the latest, there's a lot of trouble, and if you can't afford it, don't go. Doodle Wang Yan just wanted to scold the other party and hung up the phone. Wang Yan's face was gloomy, and his heart became even more determined to win the top spot in the market and exchange Xiaowan for the best kindergarten. Brother, what did our teacher say to you? Wang Xiaowan asked curiously after Wang Yan came in. Your teacher said you performed well and urged you to keep working hard. Wang Xiaowan was very happy after listening and felt that the teacher would definitely give her a little red flower tomorrow. Wang Yan looked at the little girl in front of him, who looked like a porcelain doll, doting on her. Wang Yan and Wang Xiaowan are not native to Lingzhou, but from the coastal area of Jiangzhou. 3 years ago, a turmoil caused by the collusion between evil cultivators and monsters swept across Jiangzhou, causing 15-year-old Wang Yan to witness his parents die in front of him. In order to protect themselves and Wang Xiaowan, who was still a baby, Wang Yan's parents, two unarmed ordinary people resolutely stood in front of Wang Yan and Wang Xiaowan. The originally peaceful community was shrouded in blood overnight. Wang Yan witnessed the ferocity of monsters and the fragility of ordinary humans. In this cruel world, only strong enough can protect what he cares about. The little girl in front of him is his only relative now. Now that he has found this strange system, Wang Yan swears to become a peerless powerhouse and will never let the tragedy of the past happen again. Brother, go out and lock the door, Xiaowan. No one should open it unless brother comes back, Wang Yan instructed Wang Xiaowan. Okay, Wang Xiaowan obediently agreed. She had become accustomed to Wang Yan going out late every night before returning. After awakening his spiritual cultivation foundation, Wang Yan was barely considered a practitioner in the realm of spiritual quenching, with slightly stronger physical fitness than ordinary people. Every night, Wang Yan would go to a cold storage to unload goods, and with government subsidies, he barely managed to sustain his siblings. But tonight, Wang Yan is not going to the cold storage to unload the goods. He is planning to test the strength of the system's greeting gift first. Wang Yan felt that the physical strength brought by the 12th level foundation far exceeded that of the first level, and could even be said to be one heaven and one earth. Now Wang Yan feels like he can easily blow up a cow. P.S. The division of practitioner's realm, including quenching spiritual realm, spiritual enlightenment realm, imperial spiritual realm, diamond realm, transcendent realm, king realm, heavenly king realm, and eternal realm. War skills, elixirs, and formation levels. Mortal level, mystical level, spiritual level, holy level, and divine level, each divided into 3 levels. Upper, middle, and lower, new players seeking support, urging for updates, requesting free gifts, thank you all. Chapter 2. Flame Yellow Umbrella, Yilan. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Wang Yan arrived in the dense forest on the outskirts of the city. The gloomy forest occasionally heard sparse sounds, but Wang Yan was not afraid. He felt that his physical strength had reached the level of a spiritual enlightenment practitioner, and he could handle some lonely souls and wild ghosts. Arriving at a big tree that was thick enough to be embraced by an adult, Wang Yan bowed. The next second you raise your hand is a punch. Bang! The trunk of the big tree was blasted out with a huge hole, and wood chips splattered. It should be noted that trees infected by the spiritual energy of heaven and earth are much harder than those hundreds of years ago. Wang Yan smiled slightly and said, as I expected, the physical strength alone is comparable to that of a practitioner in the spiritual enlightenment realm. I don't know how effective this auxiliary combat technique is, said Wang Yan enthusiastically as he approached an even larger tree, burning with anger. Wang Yan let out a low drink. Bang! Wang Yan's whole body burst into flames, illuminating the dark forest with fiery red. Bang! Another punch went out. The big tree in front of me shattered directly, and the debris had already been burned into carbon in the air, falling to the ground in a pitch-black mess. Wang Yanxin was overjoyed and said, it's too fierce. This killing power. No one in the spirit-quenching realm can launch such a level of attack. Withdrawing the anger and burning himself, darkness returned to the forest once again, and Wang Yan prepared to leave for the cold storage to unload goods. Wang Yan found that his perception had become more sensitive now, and he felt as if someone was coming towards him from 10 meters away. He quickly hid in the dark. I saw 3 figures chasing after the empty space that Wang Yan had just cleared and stopped. Why didn't you run away? 2 scumbags. Wang Yan noticed that the speaker was a woman in a tight combat suit, with a hot figure and a very loud voice, while the 2 people opposite were middle-aged men whose belts almost couldn't hold on to their beer bellies. Hee, why did you run? Did you hit the mark, Yi Rinjiang? One of the men with a birthmark on his left face said with a lewd expression. Yeah, Yi Rinjiang has been chasing our brothers for so long, but today he has to pay some price. Another person also looked at the woman in front of him with fiery eyes. Humph, it's just you two. You've caused a lot of trouble for ordinary women. Follow me obediently, welcome to the prison of the flame yellow umbrella. The woman disdainfully said, putting on a posture and preparing to take action. You can hit both of us in the 5th level of the spiritual enlightenment realm. The person with the flame yellow umbrella will indeed be very strong, but what about another one? The man with a birthmark on his face smirked. We specially led you here. The reinforcements from the flame yellow umbrella won't be able to arrive in a short time, third brother. Come out. As the person's words fell, a middle-aged man in a polo shirt walked out of the dark corner and looked at the woman with a wicked smile. In order to experience the taste of the flame yellow umbrella Renjiang, the 3 of US brothers put in a lot of effort this time, Yi Renjiang. The woman's pupils slightly narrowed and then gave a sneer. Kaihua Sanlang has arrived and happened to be caught together. Wang Yan, who was in the dark, watched from here and understood what was going on. It turns out that this woman is the general of Yan Huanzang, and these 3 people are the recently notorious Kaihua San, who has been lusting after ordinary human women everywhere, with hundreds of cases involved, but they have not been caught. Wang Yan's face turned cold, with a murderous intent in his eyes. These 3 people are considered evil cultivators, the scumbags among humans. The tragedy 3 years ago was planned by evil cultivators. In an instant, the 4 of them began to move their hands, and the colorful spiritual light danced in the dense forest, dazzling the eyes. The trees were also destroyed in large areas. This woman from Flame Yellow Umbrella seems to be struggling against the 3 of them at the same time and is gradually falling behind. Yi Lan was very frustrated. Whenever there were only 2 of these 3, she could easily win them, but there was one more person, and the 3 of them cooperated harmoniously. It was probably not good to continue like this. Bang! Yi Lan was slapped in the back and flew out. The 3 of them were overjoyed, each seeing the excitement in each other's eyes. They had been picking flowers for many years and had never enjoyed such a level of beauty before, making their hearts itch. Yi Lan, who was knocked away, suddenly felt supported by someone around her waist. Upon closer inspection, she was a young boy with a tall and slender figure, a delicate appearance, and harmless to humans and animals. However, she had a calm temperament that did not match her age. Ding! Killing these 3 men will reward you with 1 killing point, and killing this woman will reward you with 2 killing points. The system began to offer rewards again, and Wang Yan was helpless to complain that the system was really stable. I was startled. I thought it was reinforcements from the Flame Yellow Umbrella. It turned out to be a little doll with a heavy spirit, just awakening its foundation, right? Third brother, aren't you a man and woman? This kid happened to add you extra meals. Hee, big brother understands me. After sensing Wang Yan's realm, the 3 of them, who had initially turned pale, relaxed again. Yi Lan's originally surprised mood also disappeared in an instant. Anyone who has just entered the spiritual enlightenment realm can quickly end the battle by helping to hold down one of them for a moment. But now, this child is the one who quenches the spirit, and she is already thinking about how to escape. I'll stop them later. Run quickly and go to the Yanhuang Umbrella Lingzhou branch to call someone. Yi Lan whispered to Wang Yan. Starting from the spiritual enlightenment realm, practitioners become more proficient in using spiritual energy and can use it to transmit sounds. Wang Yan, who was quick-witted, saw the current situation and said calmly, I'll hold on to 1 person. You should be able to win, right? The other 4 people here heard Wang Yan's words as if they had heard the Arabian Nights. Ha, is this kid still awake? Hold us back. What are you dragging? The 3 people across from each other laughed impolitely. Don't be impulsive. Yi Lan frowned and shouted. Hurry up, don't let them run away, there will be many ordinary people who will suffer again. Wang Yan left a faint sentence and walked towards the front. Burning with anger. Bang! The air has become scorching hot. Wang Yan, who was enveloped in flames all over his body, used the fighting skills he learned in combat class to fly to the top, with his knee pointing straight at the last man's throat. Kaihua Sanlang and Yilan looked at the young man in front of them, who was engulfed in flames, and were both surprised by the momentum of his combat skills. But thinking that Wang Yan was only in the realm of quenching spirits, the third-ranked man greeted him with a malicious smile and said, "You come, dear little one. Let me love you well." In the first round, the two sides were surprisingly evenly matched. Kaihua Sanlang suddenly felt uneasy, while Yilan had already disappeared from the original place. The other two had just regained their senses and quickly dealt with Yilan's attack. After 20 rounds, the heart of the battle against Wang Yan was greatly shaken. This kid who quenches the spirit once can actually fight against the 6 levels of the spiritual enlightenment realm back and forth, and even become more courageous in his momentum. He also finds that his mind seems to be affected, and during the battle, he becomes more and more irritable, gradually developing a sense of retreat. If this continues, he may even lose. With a towering hatred towards Xie Xiu, Wang Yan naturally became more and more brave in battle. "No way. Big brother, big brother. We have to run." The person dodged Wang Yan's attack and shouted. "Do you only want to run now? It's too late." This person turned around and saw his big brother and second brother being beaten into 2 pig heads, held in his hands by Yilan, one left and one right. He knew it was over. Yilan finished tidying up the last one, tied the 3 of them firmly with binding ropes, clapped his palms, and smiled beautifully. "Sure, little brother, it's very fierce. Do you want to practice under the flame yellow umbrella?" "Ha! Where are the people?" Yilan was surprised to find that Wang Yan had disappeared long ago, but on second thought, the corners of her mouth curved again. "Hey! Sister is a special guest of Lingzhou Cultivator's college entrance examination, you can't escape her palm." Chapter 3. Qualification Review for the College Entrance Examination. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Today is the day for the National College Entrance Examination Qualification Review of Practitioners, and the most authoritative foundation test of cultivation will be conducted by the official authorities. The results will be recorded in the archives. To avoid unnecessary sacrifice caused by ordinary people participating in the practitioner college entrance examination, only citizens who have successfully detected the foundation of spiritual cultivation and have no records of evil cultivation among their relatives within 3 generations can participate in the National Unified Practitioner College Entrance Examination. Wang Yan has also arrived at the review center in Lingzhou. According to the batch, it is Wang Yan's turn to participate in the review this afternoon. "Ha! Isn't that Wang Yan? Why did he come? I thought he would give up taking the practitioner's college entrance examination." "Yeah, first. Order spiritual roots, there won't be a chance to enter Lingzhou Practitioner Academy. If you're unlucky, you'll have to risk your life. Most people awaken their cultivation foundation from the 3rd to 5th levels, and their first level is also very rare. Rare things are precious, and perhaps they will be taken as an exception." Ha ha ha. Wang Yan turned a deaf ear to the voices around him. 3 years had already made this young man's heart as hard as iron. For him, there is gossip all day long, and if he doesn't listen, there is nothing. Wow! Look, look! Wu Shui! The school flower of No. 1 Middle School, Wu Shui, is here. The goddess is so beautiful. And it's said to be the 6th level foundation. Lingzhou University of Practitioners seems to have contacted her privately. Goddesses are truly goddesses. They are so excellent. Wang Yan also noticed Wu Shui, who came like a crowd of stars supporting the moon, and did not expect that she was also among the same group of censors. Kill her, reward killing points too. Wang Yan has become accustomed to blocking every person who appears in the system. Looking at Wu Shui in the center of the crowd in front of him, Wang Yan was somewhat lost in thought. When Wang Yan's parents were still alive and both families were in Jiangzhou, Wang Yan's family background was also quite good. The two families lived very close, and from childhood to adulthood, they could be considered childhood sweethearts. When the accident occurred, the obstruction of Wang Yan's parents delayed the massacre of the monster. With the support, Wu Shue's family survived and were rescued before being resettled together in Lingzhou. After arriving in Lingzhou, Wu Shue and her family moved into a wealthy area and went to the best city #1 middle school, but their contact gradually decreased. After Wang Yan awakened his first-level foundation, there was no direct connection. Sure enough, Wu Shue, who was now surrounded by a crowd, deliberately didn't look at herself, as if she didn't know her at all. Regarding this, Wang Yan shook his head and chuckled lightly. The world is in this world, do you know? It's rumored that Wang Yan from #2 middle school and Wu Shue from #1 middle school are childhood sweethearts. I've heard this rumor too, but isn't it absurd? That is, two people, obviously not from the same world. How can Wang Yan be worthy of Wu Shue? Only Jiang Qing from #1 middle school can be a goddess like Wu Shue. That's right, Jiang Qing has a 6th level foundation and a powerful thunder attribute. He's the top scorer in this city, no. He's probably the top scorer in the state. Wu Shue heard all the gossip in her ears. I and Wang Yan are indeed not from the same world. Although I apologize for the sacrifice of his parents, I cannot joke about my own life. And Jiang Qing is indeed pursuing himself. If the other party really takes the top spot in the state, he would really agree. After all, one's own man must be a leader among peers, suppressing the existence of peers. Oh. Say, Cao Cao is here, Jiang Qing is here. With a tall figure and a superior aura emanating from all over his body, Jiang Qing walked straight towards Wu Shue. Shue, have you also come? It's all called Shue. These two people are too tired and crooked. TSK 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 TSK. Wu Shue smiled and nodded in response. I received an invitation from the Huaxia security team and dealt with it. I arrived late. Jiang Qing casually revealed the most astonishing information, causing a sensation at the scene. Huaxia security team. Jiang Qing actually received an invitation from Huaxia security team. The Huaxia security team only accepts the elites among cultivators, responsible for cooperating with the Flame Yellow Umbrella's Flame Yellow generals to jointly defend Huaxia security, a place that all cultivators aspire to. I envy you so much. In the security team, there are 12 lower-grade spiritual stones to assist in cultivation every month, which is twice as much as in the practitioner's university. Nowadays, most of the spirit stone mines are occupied by demons and monsters. 12 inferior spirit stones per month are such a huge resource. Wu Shue was also surprised. She didn't expect Jiang Qing to receive an invitation from the security team now. She curiously asked, "Did you agree?" With Wu Shue's question, everyone also became curious. No, Jiang Qing smiled confidently. The crowd exploded. What? Jiang Qing actually refused the security team. Why? Why? We all dreamed of receiving an invitation, but he actually refused. Why refuse? Wu Shue was also puzzled. Jiang Qing proudly raised his head and said, "Because I want to strive to enter the Flame Yellow Umbrella and become a Flame Yellow General. That's my ideal." Originally, Jiang Qing wanted to enter the Flame Yellow Umbrella, so that makes sense. Who among Chinese cultivators doesn't want to enter the Flame Yellow Umbrella? The security team is ultimately a soldier, and Yan Huangsan is all a general. Yan Huangsan has the right to mobilize the security team. But the Yanhuang umbrella will at least have a spiritual enlightenment realm, and Yanhuang umbrella only accepts true geniuses. The basic requirement is to challenge beyond the level. Not to mention, Jiang Qinglei's basic combat power is already strong. If he cultivates to the spiritual enlightenment realm, he may even be able to apply for it. Wu Shue looked at Jiang Qing with admiration in her eyes. She liked strong and ambitious men. Jiang Qing felt quite proud in his heart. Where is it for me? I'll go first. Wu Shui heard her name being called out and said to Jiang Qing. Go ahead. The review went smoothly. Jiang Qing responded gently, reaching the pinnacle of gentleness. Wu Shui's test caused a sensation without any surprise. It was not only the foundation of the 6th level, but also a rare ice attribute. Moreover, it had reached the 3rd level of quenching spirit, which must have cost a lot of cultivation resources behind it. Wu Shui walked back from the envious gaze of everyone. Wow, Shui has already tripled, so impressive. Jiang Qing's compliment also made Wu Shui happy. You're definitely not bad either, are you? Jiang Qing smiled confidently and said somewhat vaguely, just take a look and you'll know. The one behind you is me. It happened to be Jiang Qing's time for review. Jiang Qing, 6th level thunder attribute, 5 levels of quenching spirit. The solemn voice of the inspector caused an uproar in the entire audience. Jiang Qing has actually reached the 5th level of cultivation. There are too many of us. It's truly the Jiang family, and their heritage is profound. How can one not sigh? Practicing is just a talent and resource. If you fall behind one step, you will never be able to keep up for a lifetime. I didn't expect you to be 5 times stronger. You even said I'm 3 times stronger, Wu Shuejiao said strangely. Triple is also very impressive, I'm just lucky. Wu Shui was increasingly satisfied. This person not only had a good family background and talent, but also was very humble. The dazzling golden boy and jade girl in the crowd formed a sharp contrast with Wang Yan, who was ignored in the corner. People were envious of Wu Shui and her companions, casting envious gazes one after another. I wonder why I don't have such good luck, good looks, good talents, and a good family background. When will it be my turn to do such good things? And Wang Yan in the corner just wants to finish the qualification review quickly and go pick up Wang Xiaowan from school. Finally. Next, Wang Yan from Class 1 of Grade 3 at Wangshan No. 2 Middle School. The examiner's voice rang out in the room, and for a moment, the atmosphere on site became eerie. Chapter 4. 9 Steps. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Everyone's faces turned bright. After Wu Shui, there was Jiang Qing, and after Jiang Qing, there was Wang Yan. The 3 of them happened to be arranged together, which was too coincidental. Isn't this a bit too coincidental? I suspect there's insider information. Arranging Wang Yan and these 2 geniuses to undergo testing together, isn't this killing the heart? Yeah, others have 6 levels, while Wang Yan has 1 level, it's like heaven and earth. I hope Wang Yan's Dao heart will not be damaged after this experience. For practitioners, Dao heart is very important. If Dao heart is damaged, the path of cultivation will come to an end. I think he has a thick-skinned face, so he shouldn't be. Don't you think he's sitting there with so much idle talk like nothing happened? Oh, it looks as stable as Mount Tai. In fact, I'm afraid I'm already sweating. Ha, I really want to see the testing site of the First Order Foundation with my own eyes. Wang Yan stood up calmly, thinking to himself that it was finally his turn. Xiaozhuan Side was about to finish school, so he had to hurry over. Wang Yan ignored everyone's contemptuous gaze and walked towards the testing station. Wang Yan, classmate. Halfway through, Wang Yan was suddenly stopped by Jiang Qing. What's up? Wang Yan turned around and looked at Jiang Qing and Wu Shui beside him indifferently. It's nothing, I just heard some rumors and gossip between you and Shui. I don't believe those are true, right? I think you should also understand the gap between yourself and Shui. Jiang Qing's tone was somewhat threatening. Wang Yan didn't answer, just looked at Wu Shui on the side. Seeing Wang Yan's gaze, Wu Shui dodged a bit and hurriedly said, I'm not from the same world as him at all, and we don't have any relationship. Those are all nonsense from others. Since Wu Shui had said so, Wang Yan naturally wouldn't have any psychological burden and said frankly, I really have nothing to do with her. Ha ha ha, good. If you have any difficulties in entering Lingzhou University of Practitioners in the future, feel free to come to me. Jiang Qing was very satisfied and felt that Wang Yan obediently bowed to him. Thinking about it, he said playfully, but Wang Yan still needs to work hard to get into it first. I have always been alone, and any difficulties are on my own. As for the Lingzhou Practitioner Academy, I think it may be they who come to beg me to go in the end. Wang Yan turned around, waved his hand, and walked towards the testing station. A faint voice came from him, from today on, we will definitely not be people from the same world again. Wu Shui felt very uncomfortable in her heart. Wang Yan's unclear words were clearly meant for herself. Thinking of some beautiful past experiences I had when I was a child, I thought to myself, is this blaming myself? But that was all when he was a child, and now he really can't compare to Jiang Qing. Wang Yan's behavior made Jiang Qing very unhappy. His eyes narrowed slightly and he said, you better not take your dog's luck to enter Lingzhou University of Practitioners, otherwise your good days will truly come to an end. I will let you know what crushing is. Many people around also heard Wang Yan's words and laughed wildly. Wang Yan may have taken the wrong medicine today, right? Lingzhou Cultivator University begged him. I laughed to death. Ha ha ha, that's right, first. Class waste, dare you say that? I think he was so stimulated today that he lost his head. After all, it's just a clown. Faced with all doubts and disdain, Wang Yan understood that only with absolute strength can he break through all of this and walk steadily to the testing officer. Hello tester, I'm Wang Yan. The unsmiling tester surprisingly smiled and nodded at Wang Yan in a rare way. He is a practitioner in the spiritual enlightenment realm, and based on his perception, he has seen everything that happened at the scene just now, and he has some appreciation for Wang Yan's nature. In the records, there have been no relatives of evil cultivators in the 3 generations. Let's start testing the spiritual roots directly. Okay. Wang Yan decisively placed his palm on the test stone pagoda, his spiritual power running, and the first layer of the pagoda began to light up with a fiery red color. The onlookers smiled knowingly and emitted a wave of mockery. It is indeed a first-order fire attribute. Maybe I can go to the back kitchen of Lingzhou Practitioners University to make a fire, ahaha. The tester is also secretly regretful. He has a good personality, but his talent is indeed too poor. Jiang Qing sneered incessantly, even Wu Shui showed disdain on his face. He was indeed just a first-order foundation. What's going on, second order? In the blink of an eye, Huahong began to continuously invade upwards. 3 levels. 4 floors. 5 floors. 6 floors. Everyone is like a ghost. Is Wang Yan actually level 6? Wu Shui covered her mouth in surprise, and Jiang Qing's face began to doubt. Isn't he actually a first-order person? I'll go. It's still rising. With someone shouting, I don't know. In front of everyone's eyes, Huahong did not stop invading and rushed towards the spire like a broken bamboo. 7 floors. 8 floors. 9 floors. In the end, the entire stone pagoda turned red, and Wang Yan finally withdrew his palm. He knew that this was just the upper limit of the testing stone tower, not his own upper limit. His true foundation was the legendary 12th level. How wonderful would their reactions be if these people knew they were actually a 12th level foundation. Everyone was stunned, the scene was silent, and even some people could be heard swallowing. Even the sitting tester was stunned. After 3 years, Huaxia finally produced a 9th level. And it was measured in my hands. Test officer, is my result okay? Wang Yan reminded the shocked test officer. Well, no problem, this is the most authoritative testing tool in all of China, there won't be any problems. The tester came to his senses and said. Wang Yan grinned and said, can I go now? My sister's kindergarten is almost over, and I have to go pick her up. Pick up. Pick up the child from school. The tester's expression was somewhat surprised, but in the end, he said, well, it's okay. Okay, I'll go then. The tester is working hard. Wang Yan hastily greeted and quickly left, looking really anxious. Wang Yan, 9th level fire attribute. 1 level of quenching spirit. Heaven bless me in China. As Wang Yan left, the tester announced the results and entered them into the file. Everyone at the scene has not yet regained their senses. 9 levels. What concept? At present, the highest level of combat power in the world is the extraordinary realm. If the 6th level foundation wants to achieve the extraordinary path, it is very difficult, with only a few chances, but the 9th level foundation is guaranteed to be the extraordinary realm. That is to say, as long as Wang Yan doesn't die, he is a guaranteed future extraordinary powerhouse. The current world situation can still be stable, and the fundamental reason is that the number of human extraordinary powers is similar to that of demon races and ghost realms, while the number of extraordinary powers that humans can speak of is basically the same. In this situation, any additional extraordinary power will greatly interfere with the balance of this scale. Awakening the 9th level foundation, Wang Yan is destined to be the focus of the entire China. After a eerie silence, the scene exploded. Wang Yan is a 9th level. How could it be? Isn't he a first-order student? Is there a problem with the detection tools in 2nd middle school? But everyone has seen it, the real 9 steps. I'll just say that Wang Yan is not something in the pool. I saw it in 2nd middle school, and he must have achieved great success in the future. That's right, I've always been optimistic about him, even when he was only a 1st level awakener before, I was very optimistic about him. Wang Yan is my good brother at number 2 middle school. If anyone dares to speak ill of my brother again in the future, I won't be polite to anyone. I'm also from 2nd middle school, no one is allowed to speak ill of us. On this day, all the students in number 2 middle school raised their heads high. A person in the crowd realized later and said, now Lingzhou Practitioner Academy may really come to beg him. At this moment, Wu Shui and the crowd understood the meaning of Wang Yan's words and felt a myriad of emotions in her heart. After today, they were no longer, nor could they be, people from the same world. Wang Yan was destined to become the existence she would look up to for her whole life. But since he is a 9th level, why didn't he tell me? Why are you lying to me? Wu Shui couldn't figure it out. Inspector, is there a problem with this testing tool? Jiang Qing, who had not spoken for a long time, finally shouted reluctantly. The inspector on stage glared at Jiang Qing with displeasure and said, bold. Even the head of your Jiang family dare not speak to me like this. This testing stone tower was provided by Yan Huangsan. If you have any objections, please file a complaint with Yan Huangsan. Upon hearing that this testing prop was provided by Yan Huangsan, no one dared to doubt its authority. Jiang Qing's eating was met with a lot of ridicule, causing the face of the face-saving Jiang Qing to be a mix of green and red. As Wang Yan's testing information was officially recorded in the archives, many people in Huaxia couldn't sit still. Chapter 5. Our Days, Getting Better. You are listening at novelfull.audio. 10 minutes after Wang Yan finished his test, an emergency teacher meeting was held at Wangshan No. 2 Middle School. In the vast conference room, all the teachers from grade 1 to grade 3 at Wangshan No. 2 Middle School sat around, seemingly unaware of what had happened. What's going on, Lao Zhao? How could an emergency meeting be held today? I don't know, our principal has always been lazy and doesn't even want to attend regular meetings. Today is designated as a big event. I don't know what major event is worth stirring up so much, is it the Ministry of Education coming to inspect? Don't say it, it's really possible. The principal hasn't arrived yet, and the teachers are quietly discussing with their colleagues around them. Lao Yang, what do you think will happen? A female teacher looked at the young male teacher who had not participated in the discussion. This man's name is Yang Ji and he is Wang Yan's homeroom teacher, because the class he leads, whether it's cultural or spiritual classes, is at the bottom every year and has already been run out. How could I know? It doesn't matter, as long as the principal doesn't criticize me this time, and every time we have meetings, we will call names and criticize me. Yang Ji said somewhat dejectedly. Ha ha ha, Lao Yang, haven't you gotten used to being criticized so many times? That's right, I don't know what kind of physique you have. Why do you always rank bottom every year? Is it your problem or the student's problem? Don't be afraid, the principal just said it, and we can't really drive you, can we? Yang Ji chuckled and cursed angrily, I'm also a big man, okay? I also need face and dignity. Shoo. The principal is here. As the principal of number 2 middle school, Lu Zhiyong, walked to the main seat and sat down, the scene quieted down, carefully observing Lu Zhiyong's expression. Lu Zhiyong still looked a bit unbelievable and had not yet emerged from the shock. Looking straight at Yang Ji without saying anything, Yang Ji thought to himself that he would be scolded again this time, and judging from the appearance of the principal, he was likely to be scolded very harshly. My colleagues around me also had a look of schadenfreude on their faces. Unexpectedly, Principal Lu Zhiyong finally laughed and cursed, Yang Ji, you're really lucky, kid. Ah. What? What is the situation? Not waiting for Principal Lu Zhiyong to curse fiercely, but instead hearing this profound sentence, not only Yang Ji, but also everyone on site was stunned. He Jin, how are you managing your equipment? Before everyone could react, Lu Zhiyong's words made everyone even more confused. He Jin is the teacher in charge of equipment management in the school, and he has never been approached for any major issues. This is also the first time he has been named at a meeting. Let me be frank. I just received news that there is a student named Wang Yan in class 1 of our high school's 3rd year. Today, the qualification review has found a 9th level foundation. Finally, Lu Zhiyong stopped covering up and revealed the truth. When Lu Zhiyong first heard the news, no one reacted because the genius with the 9th level foundation was really rare, let alone appearing in the 2nd middle school. It took about 5 minutes for someone to gradually react. What? 9 levels. I'll go. 9 steps. Hiss, the 2nd middle school is about to take off. Lao Yang, you're really lucky, kid. Now you're also going to take off with me. As a teacher who has been working in education for many years, everyone present knows what the 9th level foundation means. From then on, the position of 2nd middle school will surpass that of 1st middle school, and it will also receive more teaching resources from the Ministry of Education. Yang Ji, on the other hand, carefully recalled this student named Wang Yan, which left a slight impression, but not much. He only remembered that he felt very calm and had a rare first-order foundation. Principal, could it be a mistake? I remember Wang Yan had a first-order foundation, right? Yang Ji asked tentatively. Principal Lu Zhiyong shook his head seriously and said, it's not wrong. He was self-taught by the testing official in the state during the qualification review, using the testing props of Yan Huang umbrella. Wang Yan measured the 1st level in our school, but the qualification review measured the 9th level. He Jin, do you know why I said you? He Jin nodded with an unsightly expression. He knew that he had to write a review, and most importantly, he never expected any problems to occur. He never missed regular instrument inspections and maintenance. And Yang Ji received a definite answer, causing a storm in his heart. He was really about to take off now. Wang Yan awakens his 9th level foundation and is very likely to win the state champion. If he doesn't succeed, the city champion should be stable. And the teacher who has brought out the top scorer is definitely a coveted treasure. More importantly, the 9th rank means that as long as Wang Yan does not die prematurely, he will become an extraordinary figure in China in the future. The title of extraordinary mentor, my goodness, is so timid that I dare not even think about it. The more Yang Ji thought, the more he couldn't hold down the corners of his mouth, almost revealing his back teeth. But none of these are important. As Lu Zhiyong spoke again, the whole classroom knew that the key point had arrived, and they all gathered their spirits to listen to what Lu Zhiyong would say next. There are still 3 days left until the practitioner's college entrance examination, and during these 3 days, many schools will definitely come to poach Wang Yan. The Ministry of Education has explicitly stipulated that students have the right to drop out of school freely. So these days, the whole school has been united and must stabilize Wang Yan. I read the information that Wang Yan is an orphan, and now he is raising himself and a young sister alone, living a difficult life. All teachers are divided into 9 groups, with 1 group in the morning, 1 group in the middle, and 1 group in the evening for 3 days. They take turns to comfort Wang Yan's living conditions, try their best to meet his various needs, and make sure he feels the warmth of the school. The school will give birth to its first extraordinary alumni, who will be an honor to every teacher in the school. This battle must be won beautifully. Don't let anyone give me a chance. After Lu Zhiyong finished speaking, all the teachers were eagerly waiting, sure to complete the task. On the other hand, Wang Yan has arrived at Wang Xiaozhuan's kindergarten and is preparing to pick her up from school. Watching the children walking out of the smart kindergarten in front of him with a sense of wisdom in their eyes, Wang Yan decided to let Wang Xiaowan stay here for a few more days, win the first place in the college entrance examination, and immediately switch to the best kindergarten for her. Are you here to pick up the child? Asked the duty teacher in charge of watching the child finish school. Yes, could you please call Wang Xiaowan? The duty teacher picked up the microphone and called out Wang Xiaozhuan's name twice. Soon, a young girl led Wang Xiaowan towards her. Brother. Why did you come so late today? I've already finished last. Wang Xiaowan excitedly ran towards Wang Yan. There was a delay today, and tomorrow you will definitely be the first place again. Wang Yan bent down and picked up Wang Xiaowan. Okay. Pull the hook. Hook up. What would you like to eat today? I want to eat fried potato shreds. Eating fried potato shreds every day, isn't it tiring to eat? Don't get tired of eating. Okay, I'll make it for you, and add a steamed base. Brother, I don't want to eat base. What's wrong? Didn't you eat quite well last time? You even said you love eating base the most, and since you're growing your body, you need to eat nutritious ones. Today, the teacher said that sea base is more expensive than potatoes, so I don't like to eat sea base anymore. Wang Yan's heart tightened as he rubbed Wang Xiaozhuan's head with one hand. It's okay Xiaowan, our days are getting better now. Holding a few potatoes and a perch in one hand, and Wang Xiaowan in the other, Wang Yan returned to the old residential building where the two of them lived and saw several people carrying a lot of things as if waiting for someone. As he approached, Wang Yan recognized the person in charge and exclaimed in surprise, Teacher Yang. Yang Ji enthusiastically stepped forward and said, Wang Yan, what's wrong with Teacher Yang? There's such a gap between teachers and students, and I'm not much older than you. If you don't mind, just call me Brother Yang. Chapter 6. Passionate Yang Ji. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Wang Yan's eyes narrowed slightly, and he had a good impression of this homeroom teacher. I look depressed and unfulfilled all day, with unfulfilled ambitions and a lack of talent, but at least I treat students equally. That's not good, after all, it's a teacher. What's up with Teacher Yang? Wang Yan asked. Yang Ji smiled kindly and said, we don't have much to do here. As teachers, it's only natural for us to care about our students, right? Yes, school is a warm big family, and we treat every student as our own child, He Jin quickly agreed. That's right, "These are some of our small thoughts." Another teacher in the same class also chimed in, and then handed a bunch of things to Wang Yan, including some expensive items. "Kill them, each person rewards 1 killing point." Wang Yan carefully looked at the 3 people across from him, 2 knowledge course teachers and 1 equipment management teacher, none of whom had much combat ability. If he really wanted to kill them, it would only take a moment. Yang Ji and the others discovered that they were being looked at by this 18-year-old boy and their backs were shivering. What's wrong? Wang Yan, classmate. "Well, it's nothing." Wang Yan shook his head and had already guessed in his heart. It seemed that the awakening of his 9th level foundation had already been known by the school people. This was to win him over, afraid that he would run away. "I understand the kindness of the teachers, but I won't receive any rewards for no good. I won't take the things anymore." Wang Yan didn't intend to ask for the things they bought, so he pulled Wang Xiaowan and prepared to walk inside. Yang Ji and the others felt a bit embarrassed for a moment, looking at each other for a moment. Yang Ji had a plan in his mind and said with a dry cough. "As your homeroom teacher, I have been neglecting my duties. The school requires every student in the class to have at least 1 home visit, and today I happen to have only 1 home visit. Please take care of my students' lives." A few people shamelessly followed Wang Yan into the house and saw the narrow room, old furniture, and some tools that could peel off paint. For a moment, the 3 of them also felt very uncomfortable. It turned out that their students were really struggling. Yang Ji spontaneously arranged the things he bought for Wang Yan in a suitable place, and another teacher helped clean them up. He Jin went into the kitchen and started cooking. Although Wang Yan knew that all of this was due to his 9th level foundation, he did feel warmth. At first, Yang Ji and his companions did come because of completing the principal's strategy, but after seeing Wang Yan's living environment, their mentality changed. Such a young man, alone with his sister, in a small and dilapidated room full of traces of serious living, how could he remain unmoved? "Wang Yan, you must accept these things." Looking at Yang Ji's serious face, Wang Yan finally nodded and said, "Thank you" to a few teachers. After finishing his work, Wang Yan entertained 3 people and provided them with hot water from the shiny washed glasses. "I know the purpose of several teachers' visits, and teachers can rest assured that as a student of number 2 middle school, I will naturally participate in the practitioner's college entrance examination as a student of number 2 middle school." Wang Yan's words calmed the hearts of the 3 of them, but they all felt a bit ashamed and hesitant to speak. Looking at He Jin's strange expression, Wang Yan said again, "Teacher He, rest assured that I won't take the test to heart." He Jin was initially surprised, then relieved. "I didn't expect this young man to mature to this point, and I was worried that this future extraordinary, who had not yet grown up, would have prejudices against me by mistakenly testing the other person's foundation. I didn't expect that in the end, it would be the heart of a villain who will conquer the belly of a gentleman." After having a meal together, the 3 of them left. On the way out, Yang Ji said quietly, "I think the principal is too worried. Wang Yan is not that kind of person." He Jin couldn't help but sigh, "Yes, I even thought that Wang Yan and I were of the same age. What a tough guy. Those naive kids in school should study hard." Another teacher also said, "Lucky for 2nd middle school. I really look forward to his performance in the practitioner's college entrance examination. It must be like a golden scale in the wind and rain, shaking into a dragon." Wang Xiaowan has been staring at the things Yang Ji and the others have bought, which is a cane-like toy for children. Every time Wang Yan discovers it, she immediately pretends that nothing has happened, which is very interesting. "Xiaowan, do you like this?" Wang Yan picked up the cane. "This is Princess Elsa's magic wand." Wang Xiaojuan's eyes lit up, and she almost wrote 2 words on her face. Wang Yan handed his staff to Wang Xiaowan and said, "Come on, Princess Xiaowan." Wang Xiaowan held the toy in her 2 little hands and asked happily, "Is it really possible to have it?" "Of course, as long as Xiaowan likes it." "Yeah." That's great. I'm Princess Xiaowan, take my magic attack. Watching Wang Xiaowan excitedly waving her toy wand, Wang Yan walked into the kitchen with a contented smile to wash dishes. While washing dishes, Wang Yan opened the system panel. Host. Wang Yan, Realm. Quenching Spirit 1 level, Killing Points. 100, System Mall, Battle Technique. Burning Fury Lv1, plus, God Slaying Domain Lv1, plus, Today's Weather, Play Small Games. Wang Yan recalled the battle that night, and with his current strength, he could even kill enemies in the Spirit Enlightenment Realm 1 to 3 levels after opening up the God Killing Realm and burning himself with anger. However, the realm was too low and the spiritual energy foundation was still shallow to be activated for a long time, and could only last for half an hour at most. I browsed the system mall and it was indeed full of treasures, but with 100 kill points, I couldn't afford what Wang Yan wanted to buy. But just enough to upgrade his combat skills, Wang Yan thought about upgrading the God Killing Domain to Lv2. God Slaying Domain Lv2. After use, it generates an invisible domain that causes mental interference to enemies in the domain, enhances one's spiritual energy recovery by 100%, affects enemy morale, and has a domain range of 80 meters. The upgraded God Killing Domain not only expands its scope, but also enhances its own spiritual energy recovery speed by twice, which should be able to maintain its peak state for an hour now. Wang Yan took a look and found that upgrading to the God of Killing realm would require 1,000 killing points, but he is not a killer, so he cannot indiscriminately kill innocent people. Fortunately, Wang Yan thought about it and realized that 3 days later it would be the high school entrance examination for cultivators. According to the usual procedure in previous years, a large number of low-level monsters and ghosts would be placed in the examination room for students to hunt, making it an excellent place to obtain killing points. Yanhuang Umbrella Lingzhou Branch. Lan Jie, congratulations. This time, you unexpectedly caught 3 of the 3 members of the flower-picking Sanlang. Come on, I have already distributed 300 points of Yanhuang points to you. You can go to the mission to collect the reward of 300 lower-grade spirit stones. A cute girl with a bun-shaped head handed a bronze card to Yilan. Thank you, Yao Yao. Yilan extended her slender fingers to take the bronze card. You're welcome, Lan Jie. I didn't expect Lan Jie to be so powerful that she could deal with these 3 villains at the same time. It said that the 3 of them cooperate well and are not easy to deal with. Now that their points are enough to promote them, right, said the girl with a smile. The points are enough, but the realm is not enough. At least the Earth generals need to be in the spirit realm. Yilan was a bit distracted, thinking about whether that person was a student or not. With these 300 inferior spiritual stones, with the affinity of your 8th level spiritual foundation, Lan Jie, I'm afraid you can break through in a month or so, right? Indeed, it's not difficult, Yilan replied with a lackluster mood. The girl with a round head suddenly remembered something and said, Lan Jie, do you know? There's a student from Wangshan City No. 2 Middle School who awakens the 9th level Fire Attribute Foundation. God bless me, China. 9 levels. Fire Attribute. Yilan was so shocked that he remembered the young man who was covered in flames that night. The corners of his mouth unconsciously curved in a beautiful way. As long as he was a student, he would definitely see him in the college entrance examination for practitioners. Yilan thought of this mysterious smile and said, I should have seen this student before. Chapter 7. Edge of Hazardous Areas. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Really? How are you? Are you handsome? Yao Yao asked excitedly. Yilan smiled thoughtfully as she thought of the young man walking forward that night. With a fiery expression that illuminated the jungle, she exclaimed, how could you say that? He's so handsome. Yo yo yo, Lan Jie is missing spring. The group of reckless men in the branch know that they are heartbroken to death. Looking at Yilan's appearance, Yao Yao teased. Damn you, how dare you make fun of me? Yilan reached out and tapped Yao Yao's laughing hole. Oh my, I was wrong, Lan. Please spare my life. You dare to make fun of me. After the two of them calmed down, Yilan began to speak seriously, but to be honest, I was able to catch Kaihua Sanlang this time thanks to him. Oh. Yao Yao was a bit surprised. He should have just awakened, right? How could he be of help in this level of battle? Yeah, I was also surprised. Yilan seemed to recall the scene at that time. He was only quenching one level of spirit, but he was able to fight back and forth with the 6th level of spirit enlightenment in the flower-picking Sanlang. Yao Yao was so surprised that she covered her mouth. Isn't this too abnormal? How could this be possible? Really, he seems to have mastered an extremely strong auxiliary combat technique, and after using it, his whole body burns with flames, and his strength seems to be improved. Yao Yao still felt unbelievable, but he has a heavy spiritual realm. Yeah, this is the scariest place. Yilan nodded in agreement. I didn't expect him to have the strength of a flame-yellow umbrella general in the quenching spirit realm. Such a person is a genius among geniuses. I really want to meet this young man, Lan Jie. Why don't you invite him to join our branch? Yao Yao asked. He is indeed qualified to join the flame-yellow umbrella. I wanted to invite him at the time, but just as I finished tidying up those 3 guys, I found out that the other person was missing. Yilan felt a bit regretful. Oh. It seems that our Lan sister's charm has failed. Okay, you're so young, come back again, right? Yilanren, come to my office. Just as the 2 women were about to start frolicking again, a voice came and sounded in front of them. The 2 of them stopped. Yao Yao was quite surprised and said, Lan Jie, the heavens have called you. I don't know what's going on. Yilan also became serious, with a deep meaning in her eyes. I happen to be going to report on this situation as well. At night, Wang Yan arrived alone at the edge of the danger zone, which belonged to the area where people, demons, and ghosts did not care. Among them, there was a mix of fish and dragons, and the danger was severe. Looking at the iron mesh with holes everywhere in front of me, I knew that the authorities initially wanted to control this place, but unfortunately couldn't control it. Wang Yan entered the danger zone through the nearest opening, and he circled along the edge without delving deep into it, which was too dangerous. After walking for a long time without seeing any living creatures, Wang Yan was about to say that the danger zone did not live up to its name when he sensed something was wrong. The 12th level foundation made Wang Yan's perception far exceed that of practitioners in the same realm, and he felt as if he had secretly fallen into an encirclement. However, upon perceiving that the opponent's strongest strength was only in the realm of spiritual enlightenment, Wang Yan felt relieved and pretended not to have noticed it yet. Wang Yan chuckled inwardly, it's not certain who will surround who. Finally, Wang Yan walked to a place with his back lit, and gradually 8 figures appeared. Wang Yan fixed his gaze and saw that there were 1 person and 7 beasts. The human realm was the dual realm of spiritual enlightenment, while the demon beasts were generally in the 9th realm of quenching spirits. It was another evil cultivation colluding with monsters, and Wang Yan's heart was filled with coldness. Young man, how could you be so careless and get lost in the danger zone? This human was wearing a black cloak, with a hood covering his head, and his face couldn't be seen clearly in the darkness. The pupils of other various monsters emitted a faint green light. I wasn't careless, I came in intentionally. Wang Yan remained calm and composed, as all 7 beasts had already been executed in Wang Yan's heart. Oh. It's interesting. What are you doing in here? You don't look like an evil cultivator. What did you do? It's nothing, it's just a crime of killing. Oh. Just you. How many have you killed? Practitioners or ordinary people? The other person's tone became increasingly interested. Kill 8, 1 evil cultivates 7 demon beasts. Wang Yan said softly. The human looked at the number of people present on his own side and didn't even understand that Wang Yan was entertaining him. Good kid. Kill him. The black-robed man ordered, and all the monsters began to move. These monster beasts are very fast and disappear from their original position in an instant, but in Wang Yan's eyes, they are too slow. System. Work. Wang Yan shouted from the bottom of his heart. Ding, killing this human rewards 2 killing points, and each of these 7 monsters rewards 1 killing point. This system is sleeping. Next time, you can kill first and then ask for rewards from this system. As long as you kill, the rewards will definitely not be less than yours. Finally, the system's prompt rang in my mind. Wang Yan can't help but roast that the system is quite humanized and gives a strange smile. With his backhand, he grabbed the neck of the humanoid leopard demon that was ambushing from behind, and gently and forcefully pinched it, directly breaking it. The scene was all shocked. How could it be? He is just a hardened human, how come he is so strong? Killed the Black Panther with such ease. The black-robed man also realized that he seemed to have hit a hard idea and started taking action himself. 1 person and 6 beasts attacked Wang Yan with all their might. Bang! In the next second, a raging flame erupted around Wang Yan, shaking them all off. Then the black-robed man mysteriously discovered that Wang Yan, who was enveloped in flames, had doubled his speed, like a ghost, and instantly solved 4 demon beasts. The black-robed man couldn't understand why a boy with a single level of quenching spirit would be so strong. Even a strong person with a dual level of spiritual enlightenment felt danger on the other person. This is too evil. Kill him. The black-robed man had already felt a sense of retreat, while letting the remaining 2 monster beasts take action, and he had already retreated 1 step and fled. The 2 demon beasts that were killed were like eggs hitting stones, instantly killed by Wang Yan. The black-robed man ran recklessly. Shouted out loud, "How could you meet such a pervert? Fortunately, I'm clever and fast, otherwise my life would be in danger." Being clever is being clever, but unfortunately running is not fast enough. Wang Yan's voice appeared out of thin air, like the whispers of death. The black-robed man instantly turned pale. Let go. Before the black-robed man could finish speaking, Wang Yan punched the other person's head. Withdrawing his anger and burning himself, his delicate face reappeared. Wang Yan scanned his body with satisfaction and exclaimed, "This burning of anger is really a weapon for killing and profiteering." The blood from the killing has not yet stained his body before it is burned clean, and there is no smell of blood on his body. The first time he killed, Wang Yan didn't seem to have much psychological burden, perhaps because he already had a bad impression of evil cultivation in monsters. Killing points +9, host launches first kill, and the weekly flash sales section of the mall opens go. Upon hearing the system prompt, Wang Yan felt somewhat surprised as he opened the system panel. Host. Wang Yan, Realm. Quenching Spirit 1 level, Killing points. 9, System Mall, Battle Technique. Burning Fury Lv1, plus, God Slaying Domain Lv2, plus, Today's Weather, Play Small Games. Wang Yan clicked on the system mall and saw that in addition to a full selection of products, there was also a weekly flash sale at the bottom. After clicking on it, I saw a blood-red battle spear with a dash on the number 85 in the upper right corner, adding an additional 8. A green ring with a stroke on the top right corner 25 has been replaced with a 1. Jiupin Xianbing. Bloodthirsty War Halberd, Special Effect. After devouring fresh blood, it will bring attack blessings to the holder, ordinary space storage ring. Storage space of 100 square meters. Wang Yan was surprised, this is really a flash sale. Jiupin Xianbing. The weapons used by practitioners are divided into mortal weapons, mystical weapons, spiritual weapons, holy weapons, and divine weapons. Xianbing is already rare and can only be unearthed from ancient relics. Because the current world's refining level can only refine ordinary weapons, let alone 9th grade, which belong to high-level mysterious weapons with special effects, it is even less likely to appear on the market. And this ring is also very expensive on the market. Although it only has a space of 100 square meters, it would cost several 100,000 yuan to buy with money. Coincidentally, there were 9 kill points, and Wang Yan directly bought the war halberd and space storage ring. With the purchase of flash sale products, the weekly flash sale interface enters a 7-day countdown. Wang Yan put the ring on his hand and waved his blood-red, 2-meter-long halberd a few times. Not bad. I just learned the basic moves of the halberd in the fighting class, roughly estimated to weigh 500 pounds, which is neither light nor heavy for myself now, just right to weigh my hands. Subsequently, satisfied with the inclusion of the war halberd into the storage ring, Wang Yan's gaze was piercing, and now he was directly pointing at the top scorer in the country. Chapter 8. Announcement of College Entrance Examination Rewards for Practitioners. You are listening at novelfull.audio. On the other side, Yilan arrived at a spacious and bright office. A skinny old man wearing an old-fashioned Zhongshan suit was looking at the ancient books in his hand through reading glasses. The hot tea in the enamel jar on the table was emitting a faint mist, and behind him was a bookshelf covered in a whole wall. When Yilan arrived, the old man put down the book in his hand, took off his reading glasses, and smiled warmly. "Yilan is coming." Yilan nodded at the other party. Although the other person may seem no different from an ordinary old man, they are a genuine Yanhuang umbrella heavenly generals who have reached the realm of Vajra and are the leader of Yanhuang umbrella in Lingzhou. Congratulations, we have captured the 3 brothers of Kaihua Sanlang at once. Tian Duxing picked up the enamel jar on the table. Yilan said bitterly, "Heavenly Lord, I am not the only one responsible for capturing Kaihua Sanlang this time." "Oh. It's like an accident, and it's like everything was expected." Immediately, Yilan recounted the whole story of that night to Tian Duxing. Just the first level of quenching spirit, there is such combat power. It should be the latest 9th level foundation owner who has attracted attention from the headquarters. Tian Duxing was lost in thought. "Well, I guess it should also be him," Yilan agreed. However, none of the previous 9th level foundations have reached this level. Does anyone else know about this? Tian Duxing looked at Yilan with a deep gaze. "I only informed Yao Yao and you." Tian Duxing nodded repeatedly and said, This matter must be kept confidential. Let that girl Yao Yao not spread it out. This kid seems to have far more potential than the previous 9th level foundation owners, so we must recruit him to our branch." Yilan was a bit surprised. She thought she had already looked up to the young man that night, but she didn't expect that as a heavenly general, the heavenly elder still had such a high opinion of the young man. Is he really so powerful? Well, I'll tell Yao Yao later. Yilan agreed and asked again, "Is there something that the heavens are looking for me for?" "There's one thing, this time you're representing the branch to be the guest of Lingzhou Cultivators College Entrance Examination." Yilan nodded and said, "It's me." The old eyes of Tian Duxing emitted a sharp light. "We have received news from our undercover agents in the Sakura Kingdom that there will be undercover agents sent by the Sakura Kingdom to participate in the college entrance examination for practitioners in China. They are currently hidden in Lingzhou and should participate as Lingzhou candidates. Please pay attention and observe." After listening to what Tian Duxing had said, Yilan was greatly surprised. Due to the constraints of the demon and ghost realms, although there were no major struggles between human countries, there were still small movements in the dark. Sakura Kingdom was the most disliked, doing all sorts of disgusting things. Why did the Sakura Congress start participating in the college entrance examination for Chinese practitioners this year? Yilan asked. Tian Duxing took a sip of his tea and his gaze was profound. Because this time, the senior management has decided to use the high-level spiritual energy array unearthed from last year's ancient ruins as a reward for the national top scorer in the college entrance examination for practitioners. The content that Tian Duxing calmly said was like a heavy bomb in Yilan's ears. This set of magic arrays was a sensation at the time, with various countries offering exorbitant prices. Without hesitation, Huaxia Kingdom refused them all. Unexpectedly, it has now been offered as a reward for the national champion. You should know that due to the short development time of spiritual energy, arrays and elixirs are currently very scarce resources. Especially the spiritual energy array, which can efficiently transform spiritual stones into pure heaven and earth spiritual energy to assist in cultivation, greatly improving cultivation speed. To put it simply, as long as there is sufficient spiritual stone support, this thing is a cultivation artifact. At present, the highest level mage in China is the spiritual level, and the spiritual energy arrays that can be refined are at most of the ordinary level, which is already priceless. This is a testament to the preciousness of the mysterious level spiritual energy arrays unearthed from ancient ruins. How could that thing be used as a reward? Yilan was very puzzled. Tian Duxing sneered and said, the decision made by the top management to encourage the enthusiasm of Chinese cultivators for cultivation seems to me to be that the top management has gone astray. What should we do? We can't let the people of Sakura country get it. Sakura country's people are terrible. Yilan frowned with some anxiety. Do you have more intelligence about this spy? Kill him before the college entrance examination. Tian Duxing shook his head lightly and said, there's no more information left. I only know it's from Lingzhou, and the college entrance examination is approaching, so I don't have time. Ah. Oh my goodness, why are you not in a hurry at all? Yilan couldn't understand. I was originally in a hurry, but after you finished speaking, I didn't feel that anxious anymore. This 9th level foundation is really as strong as you said. Who can take the national champion from him? Tian Duxing smiled calmly. Yilan also suddenly realized and regained her smile. Yeah. That guy is incredibly fierce. I don't believe anyone of his age can win from him. At this time, the senior leaders of Huaxia are holding a secret meeting. In the solemn conference hall, 12 people sat around a round table. Any of the 12 people here are important figures in China and are currently discussing the matter of Wang Yan. My suggestion for this matter is to protect this young man in advance. He awakens his 9th level foundation, which means that I will have another extraordinary statue in the future of China. We must not let him die prematurely. An old man in tang costume with white beard and hair said slowly. Indeed, the group in the demon realm will definitely be unfavorable to him. Although the group in the ghost realm may seem motionless, they don't know if there will be any small movements behind their backs. Someone echoed out loud. A man in a black and gold suit gently turned the trigger on his hand and slowly looked up at the field, saying, I don't think it's appropriate. A true powerhouse can't grow in a greenhouse. I agree with Lao Zhao's view, but we can secretly provide some protective measures. Lao Yuan, what do you think? After a moment of contemplation, Yuan Tian looked up and said, let's do as you say. At the same time, deep in an endless jungle stands a towering palace made of pure gold, with bright lights in the main hall. This was once the Amazon region, now known as the Demon Realm. The man wearing a dragon robe above the main hall waved his hand, and the music suddenly stopped. The human woman carefully dancing below the main hall stopped and exited. There is another 9th level foundation in China, Emperor Yu, what do you think? The man wearing a dragon robe looked like a human, but his triangular eyes and beast pupils were particularly eerie. An old man beside him had skin wrinkled like tree bark, some of his scattered hair still resembling vines, not yet fully transformed, and a surprised expression in his cloudy eyes. China is indeed a land of outstanding talents, yet it has a 9th level foundation. In just 50 years, China has gradually developed from its initial weakness to entering the top ranks of human countries. And now when this 9th level foundation grows up, China will officially become the strongest among all human countries. The man nodded and said, China is indeed a difficult country to deal with. Invading humanity must start from China first. The old man said upon hearing this, human intelligence is higher than ours, and the speed of cultivation is faster than ours. The longer we delay, the more unfavorable it becomes for us. The man in the main hall became a bit restless. Those stubborn guys in the sea don't agree to invade together, and the ghost world doesn't know what conspiracy is holding back. Otherwise, only humans would have been captive by us long ago. The man asked again, how is the situation with Snow Tiger after 3 years? The Snow Tiger devoured the human souls that had been plundered in Jiangzhou, China before, and after more than 3 years of seclusion, without any unexpected incidents, an additional demon emperor would soon emerge from the demon realm, the old man said with a smile. Ha ha ha, good. When Snow Tiger is promoted to extraordinary, he officially begins to invade humanity. You will be entrusted with the arrangement of the 9th level foundation of China to emperor you, and he cannot grow to extraordinary smoothly. The old man nodded and said, okay. In the next 2 days, the Chinese authorities released another heavyweight bomb. The official announced the reward for the top scorer in the college entrance examination for practitioners. City champion rewards 10 top.grade spirit stones. State champion rewards a lower grade mystical artifact. National champion award. Xian level top.grade spiritual energy array. Seeing that the reward for the top scorer in the country is not only for candidates who are about to take the college entrance examination, but also for ordinary people, it is shocking. I never expected that the country would even offer this thing as a reward. It is so crazy. I remember when beautiful country was willing to pay $1 billion as a price to purchase this formation. A3 Kingdoms has returned 10,000 top.grade spirit stones. Finally, they all refused. This thing is a treasure that can continuously cultivate talents for the country, and now it is even offered as a personal reward. It seems that the current world situation is indeed not optimistic. I don't know who will eventually get this high-level spiritual energy array at the mysterious level. For a while, the heat of the practitioner's college entrance examination was ignited to the extreme. Chapter 9. Opening of the college entrance examination. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After a day of fermentation, news of the emergence of 9th level foundational cultivators in China reached the top of the hot search, and for a while, the entire China became lively. Lingzhou has actually produced a genius with a 9th level foundation. Lingzhou. It's about to rise. What a blessing for China. This is another extraordinary future big shot. It seems to be named Wang Yan, still a senior high school student. I really look forward to his performance in the practitioner's college entrance examination. He must be the top scorer in the country, his fire attribute combat power is very fierce. Great. There's another 9th rank in China. It is said that practitioners' universities in various states have already dispatched envoys to Lingzhou. During the restless period throughout China, Wang Yan relied on the terrifying spiritual affinity brought by the 12th level foundation to elevate his realm to the dual realm of quenching spirit before the start of the practitioner's college entrance examination. This kind of cultivation speed can startle others, and with the assistance of spirit stones, it will be faster. Early on the day of the practitioner's college entrance examination, Wang Yan sorted out his necessary belongings and observed under the door crack for a while before quickly taking Wang Xiaowan out. There's no way, not only the teachers from number 2 middle school, but also many people from other schools have been knocking on their doors these days. Wang Yan was almost annoyed to death. He is planning to send Wang Xiaowan to kindergarten, and then he will take the annual college entrance examination for practitioners himself. Brother, are you going to take the college entrance examination today? Wang Xiaowan was carrying a small backpack and holding onto its shoulder straps with both hands. Yeah, how did you know? Yesterday the teacher said, I remember you were in your 3rd year of high school, brother. Well, today my brother is indeed going to take the National College Entrance Examination for practitioners. Brother, come on. I will cheer you on in kindergarten. Wang Yan rubbed Wang Xiaojuan's little head and said, okay, come on, brother. Xiaowan needs to eat lunch obediently at school. Send Wang Xiaowan to the kindergarten, and Wang Yan embarks on the road to the exam room alone. The practitioner's college entrance examination is about to begin. I don't know which heavenly pride will stand out in the end. At least those who can win a place must have a 6th level foundation, right? This year's Huaxia Universiade, it is said that there are more than 10 candidates with 6 or more levels nationwide, including 2 with 8 levels and 1 with 9 levels. 9 steps. I know, it's Wang Yan from Lingzhou. Wang Yan. He should definitely be the top scorer in the country, right? Not necessarily, there are 2 8th levels of strength that are also very strong, one with ice and fire double 8th levels, and the other with 8th level wood attributes, but the realm has already quenched the spirit 8 times. And it seems that Wang Yan has only quenched the spirit 1 time. Wow. So the outcome is really uncertain. This year's practitioner's college entrance examination is destined to be very exciting. The live broadcast has already started. Watch the opening ceremony. Wow. He's an extraordinary powerhouse. The Xiantian general of the flame yellow umbrella. The Dark Knight King Xiao Zhanchuan. Is that his opening speech? One of the 6 extraordinary ones of China. Yanhuang Umbrella Xiantian General. Defender of the Eastern region of China. Xiao Zhanchuan. The flame yellow umbrella has people, earth, sky, and Xiantian generals. Xiantian generals represent the highest combat power of the flame yellow umbrella and also the strongest combat power of China. There are 4 Xiantian generals guarding the 4 regions of China, east, west, north, south, and north. Xiao Zhantian, the Xiantian general guarding the eastern region of China, has a 9th level dark attribute foundation and a transcendent realm of 5 levels of heaven. His strength is unpredictable and he is nicknamed the Dark Knight King. In the live broadcast footage, a tall and middle-aged man is dressed in a black suit with gold stripes, with a big back and a strand of hair hanging playfully on his forehead. Paired with handsome eyebrows and eyes, he is very elegant. Hello, fellow countrymen of China. I am Xiao Zhanchuan from Yanhuang Umbrella. I am honored to be invited to give a speech at the opening of this year's practitioner's college entrance examination. I vaguely remember 20 years ago, I was also a nervous and excited member of the waiting room. As a way for the country to select talents, the college entrance examination is a fair competition opportunity given to every citizen by the country. Here, you can only rely on yourself. I hope that all candidates can show their full strength and not leave any regrets. If you are fortunate enough to break through the encirclement and become a top performer, don't forget, strengthen my China. The young people in the waiting rooms of various states were all inspired by Xiao Zhantian's speech, with the exception of Wang Yan. Kill this person and reward 5,000 killing points. In the waiting room of Lingzhou, Wang Yan looked expressionlessly at Xiao Zhantian on the screen. It turned out that his extraordinary head was worth 5,000 killing points. Okay. Thank you to the defenders of our eastern region, the Night King Xiao Zhanchuan, for his generous speech. The 312 ND National College Entrance Examination for Practitioners in Huaxia is about to begin. Below, we will hand over the footage to the studio. Interested friends can enter the live broadcast rooms in various states to watch detailed information about each state. There are 2 people sitting in the studio, one is the famous CCTV host Sa Wuji, and the other is the extraordinary Chinese powerhouse Yuan Tiangang. Okay, hello everyone. I'm your old friend Sa Wuji, and next to me is our extraordinary Chinese powerhouse Yuan Tiangang. Welcome, Elder. Hello Xiaosa, hello everyone, I am Yuan Tiangang. Yuan Tiangang, wearing a Zhongshan suit and looking upright, smiled and waved towards the camera. The elder is the person in charge of this year's college entrance examination for practitioners. Can you reveal how the exam questions are different from before? Sa Wuji looked curiously at Yuan Tiangang. This time the practitioner's college entrance examination is very different from before. Yuan Tiangang smiled mysteriously. Oh, does the elder have a statement? In the past, there were 3 waves of low-level monsters and ghosts captured by our Huaxia security team in each state's examination room, and the highest level would not exceed the 9 realms of quenching spirit. But this time it's different. As long as the monsters and ghosts in the field are killed, new and stronger monsters and ghosts will be continuously introduced, and the upper limit of the realm has been raised to the 3rd level of the spiritual enlightenment realm. Sa Wuji was somewhat surprised and said, would this be too dangerous? Practicing is not a safe thing to do, and they have monitoring necklaces that allow them to leave the exam room at any time. Sa Wuji still had some concerns, but many of these students have just awakened their foundations. How can they fight against the monsters and ghosts in the spiritual enlightenment realm? Yuan Tiangang smiled and said, 300 years ago, the territory of China was reduced to 19 provinces. 3 years ago, we lost Jiangzhou again. I'm just saying these things to express the seriousness of the situation. They are no longer allowed to grow slowly. In this special period, we must take extraordinary measures. Finally, Sa Wuji nodded solemnly and said, I hope our young people in China can withstand the pressure and face difficulties. The college entrance examination for practitioners has officially begun. 10 people's names began to appear in the upper left corner of the broadcasting room. Lingzhou Wang Yan. 0 points Juzhou Su Qianyue. 0 points Jingzhou Gubei. 0 points Chuanzhou Zhangmu. 0 points. Everyone knows that, according to the tradition of previous practitioners in the college entrance examination, this is the official preliminary ranking based on the potential of candidates. Once the exam officially begins, the ranking will change in real time. Wang Yan ranks first, which means that in the official eyes, Wang Yan's potential is the most worth looking forward to. Who is the most optimistic about this generation of elders? Sa Wuji asked again. I have only looked at rough information. After all, it depends on actual combat effectiveness. I think Su Qianyue should be the first. Her ice and fire double 8th order foundation, the collision of extreme cold and extreme heat, is already a very strong killing move. Sa Wuji nodded and said, what about the second one? Gu Bei, although he has an 8th level wood attribute foundation and heavy control, his realm has already reached the 8th level of quenching spirit. The advantage of his realm can supplement his killing power, Yuan Tiangang replied. Oh. Are you so pessimistic about our current number 1 Wang Yan? Sa Wuji said with great interest. I can only say that his future is limitless, but his realm is indeed lower now. Huaxia will patiently wait for his growth. For now, just do your best. Sa Wuji felt it made sense and nodded in agreement. Chapter 10. Venues for the college entrance examination. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. As a convention, the current broadcasting studio will take turns cutting the camera to the top 10 seated contestants. The screen cuts to Wang Yan, who is receiving his monitoring necklace and quietly waiting for the exam room to open. The monitoring necklace and examination room are both the hands of extraordinary experts, who understand the power of space and create a separate space as the examination venue. The monitoring necklace in each person's hand can not only monitor everyone's situation, but also instantly teleport people out of the examination venue in critical moments. Looking at the calm young man on the screen, Sa Wuji joked, our top-seated player looks very calm. In the waiting room, there is also a large screen playing the live broadcast content of the practitioner's college entrance examination. Wang Yan also heard Yuan Tiangang's words, saying that they were too in line with his heart. This means that there are endless monsters and ghosts in the exam room, and for Wang Yan, it's just endless killing points. Wang Yan can't wait to enter the exam room and go crazy killing. Smart kindergarten middle class. That's my brother. That's my brother. My brother Wang Yan ranks first. Wang Xiaowan saw the familiar figure on the screen and shouted excitedly. Since the revival of spiritual energy, education in China has also begun to evolve, and kindergarten children have also begun to receive hardcore worldview education. From a young age, I instilled in them the ferocity of monsters and ghosts, the cruelty of the world. To survive in such a world, one must learn to be strong. Watching the college entrance examination for practitioners has also become a teaching content in kindergartens, primary and middle schools. Is that really your brother? Although that big brother's surname is also Wang, he is a 9th level foundational cultivator. We don't believe it, Wang Xiaowan is a lying king. That's right, Wang Xiaowan is a lying king. The children in Wang Xiaojuan's class don't believe that Wang Yan is Wang Xiaojuan's brother and think that Wang Xiaowan is lying. Wang Xiaowan was a bit angry and pouted, he's my brother. A rough road, we don't believe it. Wang Xiaowan is a lying king. Wang Xiaowan couldn't argue anymore, her eyes rolled, and she said, your parents don't want you anymore. They sent you here to play at the amusement park by yourselves. Eat fried chicken. Suddenly, the children around her burst into tears, and Wang Xiaowan appeared to have succeeded in her scheme. The teacher was so anxious that she was in a hurry and said in a moment of desperation, Wang Xiaowan. How could you be like this? Just lie and make other children cry. I'm not lying. That's my brother, Wang Xiaowan said defiantly, lying at such a young age is such a bad child. The teacher knew that Wang Xiaojuan's guardian was indeed her brother, but every time she paid tuition fees, she kept dragging on, and it was impossible for her to be the highly anticipated Chinese genius on the screen. Wang Xiaojuan's eyes turned red with injustice, I'm not a bad kid, that's my brother. At this moment, Wang Yan also noticed himself on the big screen, quite handsome knowing the process, he understands that he has been preliminarily graded to the highest potential, the so-called number 1 seed player. The whole China is paying attention to this seemingly harmless young man and curious about what he will say before the competition. Everyone still remembers last year's top-seeded contestant saying, I'm determined to be the number 1 in the country. In the end, he really won the top spot in the National College Entrance Examination for practitioners. Indeed, it's you. In the Lingzhou studio, Yilan wore a lazy big wave, a professional dress, and long legs with tight stockings. Her upturned legs made the red high heels appear faintly, and her impeccable appearance attracted many viewers to the Lingzhou live broadcast room. At this moment, she was smiling mysteriously as she looked at the familiar young man on the screen. What can he say? That night, it was very domineering. Wang Yan saw that the image on the big screen was always stuck with him, understanding that he wanted to make a pre-match declaration. Wang Yan thought to himself, this is a national live broadcast, I wonder if Xiaowan is watching it. The next second, everyone in China saw Wang Yan on the screen with a gentle smile and said, Wang Xiaowan, you should eat lunch obediently in kindergarten. What? Who is Wang Xiaowan? What is the situation? Everyone is confused, what is he saying? Sa Wuji was somewhat surprised. Along with Yuan Tiangong's expression on the side, he was also a bit surprised, not expecting Wang Yan to say this. In the Lingzhou live broadcast room, Yilan also squinted her phoenix eyes lightly, somewhat surprised by Wang Yan's words. According to the contestants' information, candidate Wang Yan has a younger sister named Wang Xiaowan who is attending kindergarten, said the host of the Lingzhou live broadcast room with a smile, trying to smooth things out. With the host's explanation, Yilan and the audience in the Lingzhou live broadcast room finally understood what Wang Yan meant. Yilan covered her mouth and chuckled lightly, feeling that Wang Yan was a bit cute. The barrage is also brushing. Senior Wang Yan is so cute. So it's my younger sister. I instructed her to eat obediently. It's too warm, isn't it? Wang Xiaowan, she must be a lovely little girl. Did Wang Xiaowan hear you? You should eat obediently. Our future extraordinary in China is such a gentle person, it's amazing. Slowly, some people also went to live streaming rooms across the country to browse. Almost everyone knows that Wang Yan is instructing his sister to eat obediently. For a moment, everyone felt that Wang Yan must be a gentle big boy, and this genius with a 9th level foundation was somewhat cute. Only the smart kindergarten exploded. Wang Yan is really Wang Xiaojuan's brother. Not only the children, but also the teachers. I've already said he's my brother, do you believe him now? Wang Xiaowan proudly raised her small head, her mouth curled up high. Wang Xiaojuan's teacher panicked and quickly ran to the principal's office. Who dares to believe that a genius with a 9th level foundation can hardly afford kindergarten tuition? She remembers that she mercilessly scolded the other person on the phone last time, and now it's over. Principal. Wang Yan is Wang Xiaojuan's brother. Is that Wang Yan on the trending list? Yes. Great. Our smart kindergarten is about to take off. Well, I once scolded Wang Yan on the phone before, and just now I criticized Wang Xiaowan. Principal. Principal. What's wrong with you? Don't faint. This little episode only caught the attention for a moment. After all, the college entrance examination is the highlight. The top-ranked and bottom few each spoke a few harsh words, and everyone officially entered the exam venue. Wang Yan scanned the scene that suddenly appeared before him, which was a forest land that looked not much different from the outside world. But with perception, one can clearly perceive nearby monsters and ghosts. Sure enough, most of them are low level, but fortunately they have a large amount. Wang Yan was a bit excited, and the opportunity to obtain killing points was very rare. And as soon as the others entered, they began to form groups and groups. Many people have great power, so forming teams in the college entrance examination for practitioners is no longer a new thing. I am the 4th level Wind Attribute Foundation, which can accelerate the team, recruit teammates above the 4th level, and divide the results equally. Looking at those below the 4th level, I am a 5th level metal character who specializes in killing and attacking. You can guarantee my output, and I guarantee that you will have cultivators attending university. I am a 3rd order light attribute. Swear, let's go together. This is my cousin Jiang Hao, from Chunshan City No. 1 Middle School and also has a 6th level foundation. Our realm is high, and we must kill faster than Wang Yan. Jiang Qing came to Wu Shui with a young man who looked somewhat similar to him. Okay. Wu Shui nodded and casually glanced at Wang Yan, who seemed to have no intention of teaming up with anyone. It's so naive to think of someone. Once you encounter the entanglement of Quenling Jiuchong, you can't even run away, and then you can't get any points in the entire exam. Jiang Qing also noticed and smiled disdainfully.